What is up, guys? This is Casual Wrestling Live, where each and every day we hang out and talk about all things pro wrestling live on YouTube. If you enjoy the channel, please make sure to support us with a casual wrestling membership starting at just $2.99 a month. If you don't want to join on a monthly basis, you can support the show through YouTube Super Chats, which guarantee your voice is heard at the end of the episode. Housekeeping today, Saturday, myself and Milwaukee Mike are hosting a Money in the Bank watch along live on YouTube starting at 6:45 p.m. Central Time and running through the end of the card. Join us to hang out and let me know who your pick is now that we know everybody in Money in the Bank. Who are your picks to win the men and women's ladder matches? Let's say what's up. What's up to Goodreal, Hunting, and Randall? Highly disappointed that my local Bojangles didn't have the WWE Cups yet. I'm a little nervous about this, Randall, because my Bojangles is janky. We just got a Bojangles this year, and it's like a 50% Bojangles. They don't have everything on the menu. We only have, it's basically just chicken strips. The Bojangles in San Antonio, Texas is only chicken strips. I don't even know if we have chicken sandwiches. So I am doubtful that my Bojangles participates in the WWE Cups. I'll go check it out maybe later this week and see if they have those items. But if you missed the live stream, the conversation continues in the comment section. So make sure to continue giving your opinions. I tried to respond to as many comments as possible after an episode finishes. It's Two-A-Day Tuesday, so this is the Raw review episode, and then tonight at 7 o'clock will be the Mike and D show, where we will do our Money in the Bank predictions. Want to start off the show today a little differently. I got sent this video of, it's a tweet. It's basically a parody video talking about AEW, where the best wrestle. I just thought this was funny. I thought this was worth showing to you guys here just to get a quick laugh before we get started. I'm going to take the sound off because I don't want to get a content strike, but you can just see that this is AEW. This is where the best wrestle, guys. This is Tony Khan, reiterating that this is where the best wrestles. This is what we're told by the IWC is not sports entertainment. What we're seeing right now is not sport. I'm seeing a lot of sports entertainment, but this is what they tell us is not sports entertainment. That's a missed table right there. That's bad. Yikes. Can't hear what they're saying. That's The Rock making his point known. But I just thought that was a fun way to start the show. It looks like a live porn. It does. It actually does. It's interesting. All right, so let's start off with a little bit of news today. What we have first here is WWE internally is recognizing the Royal Rumble designed as a two-night event. So WWE is always looking to maximize its profits, and holding massive events is a key strategy. Following WrestleMania's lead, SummerSlam is set to become a two-night extravaganza. Now the Royal Rumble is under consideration for the same format, with many possibilities on the table. This is interesting. I like this. I am a fan of the two-night Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is my absolute favorite premium live event of the year. There is parts of me that would rather go to a Royal Rumble than a WrestleMania. I just think that the action, it's nonstop. Now, it wears you out. Having been to, I think it was 2 years ago, the Royal Rumble in San Antonio, Texas, it wears you out. It is a lot in one night to have two basically hour-and-a-half long Royal Rumble matches that you sit, stand, sit, stand, sit, stand. Look, I may be in the minority here, but I like WWE weekends. I like events that have 2 nights worth of matches. I think it builds an excitement, it builds expectation, and we're able to kind of make a celebration out of the weekend. I don't want it with every premium live event, but I don't know that I would mind if there was some semblance of the big four having 2 nights. WrestleMania 2 nights, SummerSlam 2 nights, Royal Rumble 2 nights, and maybe Survivor Series. Either Survivor Series or Crown Jewel could be 2 nights, and I think survive. But the 2 nights is not bad, because when we look forward to SummerSlam this year, already the 5-match premium live event card doesn't make sense for SummerSlam. We're going to need more time. We need more time for SummerSlam to breathe. There's going to be more than 5 matches that could pay off at SummerSlam. And so this year being a one-night event is interesting, because I just don't think that that's the proper amount of time to have these stories pay off. I like the idea of doing a Women's Royal Rumble one night on Saturday, and then on Sunday doing the Men's Royal Rumble and making a weekend of it. You can create so much fanfare around the event, and the Royal Rumble is exciting enough, especially being in like Indianapolis. It is exciting enough to make it 2 nights. What is Good Real Hunting? I agree, the Big Four needs 2 nights as long as the demand for the matches and the money is there. Survivor Series is the only one I question. That's the same with me. You heard me say it. Survivor Series is the only one. Now, could you do something interesting with NXT and Survivor Series and actually integrate NXT into Survivor Series and have that Saturday be a crossover between something like TNA and NXT, or a crossover between, main roster WWE and NXT? I think for Survivor Series, you could get a little bit creative and bring in some NXT stuff and make it work. But I definitely 100% think that you can do Royal Rumble 2 nights, SummerSlam 2 nights, and WrestleMania 2 nights with no problem. There's no issue there. Second story I have here is there's a report that Shane McMahon was seen speaking with top AEW star in a New York City airport. With the latest pay-per-view having taken place in New York City metropolitan area, the AEW roster spent the weekend traveling through one of the crossroads of the world, LaGuardia Airport. Simply passing through it could lead to rubbing elbows with anyone from celebrities to former co-workers. Such was the case for Shane McMahon, one of AEW's top champions. According to PW insider Mercedes Moné, was seen speaking to McMahon at the Queens airport. There's no confirmed word on what the two were talking about, though one PWI source claims they had a conversation about AEW. This is inevitable, guys. This is happening. Like this expect in the near future to see Shane McMahon in AEW. Shane has expressed interest. He's playing friendly with Sasha Banks, and Tony Khan has openly spoke about being open to the idea of working with Shane McMahon. This is happening. This is the ultimate Tony Khan moment when he brings out a McMahon and he gets to parade him around. It's happening. We're gonna live with this. I don't love it. I don't love the look for AEW. I don't love the look for WWE. I think it's messy. I don't think it benefits anybody. I think it's more of a dirt throwing campaign by Tony Khan to bring in Shane McMahon. I know that people have not forgotten how bad Shane McMahon was at the end of his run when he was booking WWE. The ego that was involved, how messy it got. I think there was things with Kevin Owens. I don't remember exactly, but I just remember it just wasn't what it could have been. And then we had the last moments at WrestleMania where he blew out his leg and Snoop Dogg had to save him. Like, more power to Tony Khan. Take Shane McMahon. We don't want him at this point. WWE doesn't want him at this point. Like, there's no room for him. Mike, what's up, Mike? WWE's always known that we've always known Shane was envious of Triple H for getting the keys. I think so. I honestly think so. I think there's spite in this. This just feels like a spite move. It doesn't benefit anybody. It's just messy all the way around. It's messy for Tony Khan, who has kind of taken the last year to shit on the McMahon name. And now all of a sudden, you want to bring in Shane McMahon and distance himself like he didn't know what was happening. Shane has always been the outsider of the McMahon family. To me, it's not that big of a deal. Add him to the learning tree with Jericho and lose more viewers. Agree, Randall. Agree. It's not a needle mover in the sense, it'll get an initial reaction. It will get an initial reaction, but then it will fall apart quickly because there will be no story behind it. It will be purely for shock value. Backstage update on former WWE talent Ricochet. It's been a month of uncertainty for Ricochet as the former WWE US Champion's contract with WWE was reportedly set to expire, with many believing that Ricochet would be out the door as soon as possible. Those rumors were seemingly confirmed when Ricochet was written off of Raw following a vicious attack from Braun Breaker, though the door was left open for the possibility of Ricochet changing his mind. That door is apparently now shut. Fightful Select reports that Ricochet's contract with WWE officially expired at midnight in preparation of this WWE move. Ricochet to the alumni section of the roster page, leading some to wonder if Ricochet could appear at AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door. Is this news? Like, I got to talk about it, but is this really news? I still suspect that Ricochet did not leave on bad terms. There may be more at play here. I could be absolutely wrong. Once again, these aren't needle movers. Shane McMahon, Ricochet, they're just not needle movers. You have a 5'8", 180-pound soaking wet, flippy flip guy. He's perfect for AEW, but he'll get lost in the mix. It's just, let him go wrestle Will Ospreay. Let him go join the learning tree. Let him go do the AEW thing. Let him realize that the grass isn't greener on the other side. And then ask Andrade. Ask Miro, what happens when you get locked into that AEW contract and Triple H keeps cooking and you look back at the other side and you go, damn, I wish I didn't leave. It just feels, at this point in time, it just feels like career suicide to make the jump from WWE to AEW, even if WWE has nothing for you. If you are mid-card in WWE, it feels like this is the opportunity to just work your ass off and get noticed. I don't think jumping ship to AEW is the correct answer. Now, I could see going to TNA. I could see going somewhere that still plays friendly with WWE, trying to establish your name a little bit and coming back. But at this point, I don't see the benefits of jumping ship from WWE to AEW. The last story I have here, this is a funny one to me. Mercedes Moné reveals disgusting ring gear designed for her by her husband. How do y'all say this? Mikadiz? That's not a name. You can't put a D and a Z next to each other like that. Mikadiz. Mercedes Moné has been on the run of a lifetime ever since she famously walked out of WWE in 2022 after claiming that she did not belong there towards the end of her run and became an integral part of the rival company AEW. However, it was the global juggernaut that made her worldwide phenomenon a wrestling star. I'm having struggles reading here. I just want to get to this quote is really what I talk about. It says here, I was pissed off. I was mad. It was money. It was money in the bank. He made me this disgusting, ugly lupus, green, yellow, white, and navy together. I legit cried and screamed. I'm not going to wrestle good. This makes me look ugly. I hate it. And I made him feel so bad. I'm like, this is not what I said. All of this stuff. And honestly, it didn't make me feel confident when I went out there. I remember doing my entrance and I slipped a little bit. I was so mad. So, interesting enough, this is the thing that we talk about with Mercedes Moné, right? Being difficult. I think I've heard the word difficult thrown around. This is her husband. This is her husband who went out of his way to make her ring gear. Might have fucked up a little bit. Doesn't sound like those colors go together real well. But to just berate him, it goes on in the article to say that she yelled at him, that she was disgusted, that she was extremely angry. I don't feel like somebody I want in my company. That doesn't, it's right here. Moreover, Mercedes Moné also revealed that the outfit was so bad, according to her, that she did not feel confident, even botched her entrance. You didn't botch your entrance because of the outfit. You botched your entrance because you botched things. And I'm still excited. I am still excited for this Britt Baker, Mercedes Moné showdown that we're headed towards, because I think it's going to expose so much for Mercedes Moné. When she has to get into the ring with somebody who can actually talk. Article misspelled his name. It's actually Mikaze. That makes a lot more sense, Randall. That makes a lot more sense. Britt Baker being back as babyface will bury Mercedes. I really don't think as many people rock with her as it's. I agree, Mike, 100%. That's what I'm saying is I get like the IWC is trying to point to the fact that in the ring, Britt Baker is not as strong of a wrestler as Mercedes Moné. I'll argue against it because I think Britt Baker's just a little more basic, but I still don't. I've never seen a Britt Baker match that I would just like cringed at. But on a microphone, Britt Baker is going to murder Mercedes Moné, especially as a babyface. It's going to get fun to watch. I will tune back in. This is the right play by AEW. I'm definitely going to tune back in to watch Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné. So they've got the right booking. I just don't foresee this going well. Unfortunately, Britt will lose to Mercedes, as Mercedes will not want to lose yet. Britt should be the face of the. I don't think losing matters, though, Good Real Hunting. I think, to be honest with you, I don't think losing the physical match is going to matter as much as Britt Baker exposing Mercedes Moné when it comes to promos. I think that is going to be the more telling thing that happens. I think that it's going to be interesting if stories start coming out about Mercedes Moné complaining to Tony Khan about Britt Baker crossing lines and things like that, because I could see that happening. All right, let's get to the topic of the show, which is a Monday Night Raw review. We'll fly through this thing because I think go-home shows are interesting. They're never, you're not getting an 8 out of 10 on a go-home show. It's just not happening. You've got too much that you have to blow off at the premium live event. So you've got to kind of just stay par for the course. You've got to kind of keep the ship going straight. And that's what Triple H did. I will say, ever since I watched Triple H on Pat McAfee, and he told me to chill out on how literal I take what I'm seeing. Don't take everything as reality. Don't take gunshot wounds to the head by Chad Gable as he's dead. I think I'm enjoying Monday Night Raw a little bit more. I think I'm enjoying the stories a little bit more, removing myself and going, let this breathe. Don't try to read into like the motivations and things like that. Just let it be a wrestling story. And it's taking me back to the days before I analyzed everything, and I'm having a little bit of fun with it. Now, having said that, cold open of Monday Night Raw was Jey Uso coming through the crowd. Dope shot. I think I'm loving these new camera situations where we follow people to the ring. We follow them to the gorilla area. I like all that. Jay's on another level right now, guys. The reality is right now, you can argue 5 moves. You can argue he can't talk on a microphone, but he is on another level right now as far as reaction from a crowd goes. And maybe this is manufactured. Maybe this is a little bit like the Dominic Mysterio stuff, but he is on another level. The crowd is reacting. They've sold them on this new entrance, and he is getting the reactions that he wants. Didn't love the open. Didn't love the standard Money in the Bank meeting of the minds, bringing Jey Uso out and then having Chad Gable come out and immediately making it more about Chad Gable than about Jey Uso. The Wyatt stuff continues. The Wyatt stuff continues with Gable. I think that the lighting was better this week. I thought the effects were more practical this week. I'm still on the fence. I'm not going to go either way yet when it comes to this Wyatt stuff. I'm on the fence. I'm still taking a wait and see approach. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it. Like, how is everybody feeling about this Wyatt 6 stuff? Are we still all bought in? Or are we starting to go, okay, the spooky stuff can only go so long before we get people in the ring? I gave the opening of Raw a 5 out of 10. An okay on the casual wrestling scale. And I think that's going to be looked at negatively right now because of all the 8s I've given out in the last couple of weeks. But wrestling's just been that good the last couple of weeks that I think an opening like this, which nothing wrong with it, it was average, it was okay, 5 out of 10, that's going to be looked at as negative. That's at least the way I perceive it. So then we went to Xavier Woods versus Karrion Kross. And I can appreciate Xavier Woods getting a solo story, a story that is kind of featured around him. I just don't know where this is going. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this. Is Xavier Woods ultimately going to join the Final Testament? I think that could be fun. I think that could be interesting. I just don't know where do you go from there. With the mid-card titles kind of wrapped up and the story being that Xavier Woods has never been given the opportunity to truly win a mid-card title, I don't know that he gets that opportunity if he joins Karrion Kross. But I'm willing to give this a chance because it's different. It feels like it has meaning. It feels like they're putting time and effort into it. I just want to know, why does it always feel like Xavier Woods has to win by roll-up pin? That feels like the only way Xavier Woods ever gets the victory is by roll-up pin. Can Xavier Woods just get a straight-up win one time for me? Just look someone in the eyes, hit him with a finisher, and get a straight-up win. But I think that Triple H is doing a good job. Karrion Kross finally looks strong. I think his group finally looks like they're making an impact. Even if he's losing some matches, I feel like seeing him repetitively on Monday Night Raw in kind of this heel dominant way is starting to influence my vibes on Karrion Kross. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for this. It was a good match. I love Xavier Woods, love the New Day. I'm liking where this is going. I'm all good. So then we go to the back with Damian and Dom having a conversation, and the tension is beginning to build between Damian and Finn. More to come on that, but still this Judgment Day, this Judgment Day soap opera is fun. It is keeping me engaged through the thread line of Monday Night Raw. I'm able to stay engaged all night because Triple H is using the Judgment Day to hit certain beats all night. He's intertwining everything else by using Liv, Damian, Finn, Dom, JD, and it's working. So then we go to the ring, and we get Liv Morgan and Zelina Vega. Man, Zelina Vega is little. Like, there's nothing. I know I talk about AEW people, but Zelina Vega is little. When the story of the match is Michael Cole and Corey Graves speaking about Liv Morgan overpowering Zelina Vega, that's tough. That's a tough watch for me. And Zelina Vega speaks with such confidence. When she talks, pre-match, Zelina Vega grabs a microphone and she talks. She speaks with such confidence and says absolutely nothing. Sometimes I think Zelina Vega says things that she thinks are just like one-line zingers, and they're just like, whew, you missed on that. You absolutely missed on that. But Liv Morgan, to switch over to the real point of this story, Liv Morgan continues to be one of the best booked stories on Monday Night Raw. I'm still not going to give the crown to Liv Morgan reaching superstar ascension. We said this yesterday. When Rhea comes back and she stands face-to-face with Rhea Ripley in the ring, we can start to talk about giving her a crown of being a superstar. Until then, the booking is carrying her along. I didn't particularly love this match. I don't think this really did anything other than just shut the IWC up about Liv Morgan not defending her title. I think it was a 6 out of 10. It was a good match. It wasn't bad. It was better than okay. The storytelling continues to carry this along with Dom and Liv and Ray and all of that stuff going on. So good match. Storytelling saved it. We got a Drew McIntyre video package. More about the bracelet. You guys know how I feel about the bracelet, but somebody approached me to tell me, to try and give me a different perspective on the bracelet, because I still, as a casual wrestling fan, don't understand the significance of a beaded bracelet. Now, somebody approached me and talked to me and told me the bracelet adds an element of understanding for kids to connect to, that kids can connect to a friendship bracelet. If that's what we're doing here, cool. More power to this, but this story doesn't need it. I think it's a little bit of an insult to intelligence to say that this story needs this goofy bracelet that Drew McIntyre handed to Michael Cole, then he goes and gets it back. He's taking pictures of it with his wife. It's a little weird. I don't love it. If it's for the kids, great. My kids, I don't think, are embracing this storyline or need that level of simplicity to understand it. But if that's what that's for, more power to WWE. More power. We got a Seth Rollins promo. Rollins, the king of pandering, right? The king of sports references, comes out, does his rigmarole, gets the crowd hooting and hollering. Seth Rollins is the ultimate panderer. And I don't say that in a negative way. That is what a babyface is supposed to do. He is so good at coming out and getting the crowd on his side immediately. It's the dancing. It's the references to championship cities. I imagine that some of that confetti was not by mistake. It gave Seth Rollins the opportunity to speak about the Boston Celtics. I did catch something, though. I caught something in that promo that I found interesting, and that was that Seth Rollins saying if he loses to Damian Priest, it will be time to reevaluate. I take reevaluate as I think Seth is going to lose to Damian Priest, and we're getting a character change. I think we're finally going to get out of the goofy Rollins era, and we're going to see what the next evolution of Seth Rollins is. At least I hope that's what that meant, because I am not sold. Now, I see the theories going around that Seth Rollins wins, that possibly Drew McIntyre cashes in. I see all of these different situations. I still believe that Damian Priest wins this match. He needs at least one big victory as champion in order to not just call his title run irrelevant. I think a big win against Seth Rollins does that. I still believe he holds it through Germany. We'll see what happens. I think there's now a long shot that there could be some trickery with the Money in the Bank, with the briefcase, but I don't know that it's going to happen at Money in the Bank. I think that tease is better saved for down the road. What you got, Randall? I think Rollins is winning because that match between him and Gunther sells better for SummerSlam. Finn is going to cost Priest. I'm in the minority here. I don't think Seth Rollins versus Gunther is the better match. I still believe that Damian Priest versus Gunther, two guys of big size, is going to be enough. When you get guys like Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in the ring, I think when you get Damian Priest and Gunther in the ring, I think it's going to work. I want to circle back around to that, Randall, on Monday. And let's talk about that, because I still believe, I think coming out of Saturday, Damian Priest is still champion. More dissension between the Judgment Day. Finn Balor comes out during Damian Priest promo talks. We've talked enough about the Judgment Day. I say 7 out of 10 for this segment. Very effective. They're setting the stage. They're setting the dissension between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. I just don't think they're going to pull the trigger as quick as Saturday. That's my opinion. We'll talk more about it tonight. I'll talk more about it tonight with Mike. Dakota Kai versus Ivy Nile versus Zoe Stark. This is funny because the internet is tore up about this. The IWC has found themselves a new darling. Dakota Kai went on her stream, her Twitch stream, and basically cried about lack of opportunity, and then went on to lose this match. And now the IWC is absolutely losing their shit, saying that Triple H misbooked this. Let me break down for the IWC a couple of things here. Number one, patience, guys. Patience. Dakota Kai has all of the vibes of a superstar, right? She has all of the things you need to become a top star. She reminds me of what I initially thought of Becky Lynch when I first saw Becky Lynch. Underutilized, but all of the tools are there to reach the top. We don't have to do it immediately. The only one person can win Money in the Bank, guys, and that's Tiffany Stratton. So if you want to throw Dakota Kai into the ring with Tiffany Stratton, that's fine. You can watch her lose. But here's the real reason. This is the real reason you don't put Dakota Kai into a ladder match. She's coming off of a knee injury. She is just, guys, y'all forget, pre-WrestleMania, she had a knee injury. She cannot get into that ring safely in a ladder match without putting herself, let's just protect the people who need protecting. It's the same thing I said about Randy Orton. Randy Orton has no business being in a ladder match right now. Dakota Kai has no business being in a ladder match right now. You know who can work a ladder match? Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark is the type of person who does those crazy spots, and she does them relatively safely, that she's going to look good inside of a ladder match. That's all this is. That is all this is. This is not, the internet needs to slow down. This is not an indictment against Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai's time will come. It's just not right now. This is the time of Tiffany Stratton. What's Randall say here? My bigger issue is that every time we see her, she's eating a pin. She should not be in the match for sure, but she can stop eating. But I see, so Randall, here's what I'm going to tell you. This is Triple H playing the sympathy card, right? Now that he sees the internet reacting, he's going to double down. He's going to put her through that ringer where she can become sympathetic, because right now she's still a heel. And as long as she starts getting the swell of the IWC, he understands the same thing with Liv Morgan. He can play this out for the next 3 months, continue pissing. She can go into the poor me, can become the whole character until she does reach the mountaintop. That's what I believe. I like Dakota Kai. Like I said earlier, I think Dakota Kai has everything you need to be a big star. It's just not right now. It's not right now. This is not her time. This is Tiffany Stratton's time. And so if you want to put Dakota Kai in there with Tiffany Stratton and have her look up and watch Tiffany Stratton get the Money in the Bank, more power to you guys. So I think Zoe Stark is the right choice. Zoe Stark is the right choice for a ladder match. That's the way I feel. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. So now we have the full gamut here of the women in the ladder match. We have Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, and Zoe Stark. This is, to me, perfect booking if you look. Naomi gives you the Bayley element. Tiffany Stratton's winning the damn thing. Chelsea Green brings the comedy. Io Sky is the defending champion, so there will be the shenanigans. It starts to create more dissension within Damage Control. I think Dakota Kai is about to get knocked out of Damage Control as it is, and I think that's going to be something different in the next couple of weeks. Lyra Valkyria, long shot. Triple H really seems to like her. I haven't seen anything to dislike about Lyra Valkyria. And then you have Zoe Stark, who is, like I said, obviously in there because of how tough she is and the spots that she will create. Zoe Stark will have one of the moments of the night from Money in the Bank. Mark my words. She will do something wild, jumping off of a ladder, doing something crazy because she's built like that. So Wavy D, you're calling Tiffy or Chelsea? I'm calling Tiffy. My money's on Tiffy. I'm not mad if it's Chelsea. And I'm going to get to that tonight when I talk to Mike. I'm going to have my official picks for Money in the Bank, and then I'm going to have my I'm not mad moments. All right, so then we got to this Wyatt 6 VHS tape. Another Wyatt 6 VHS tape, which it looks like this is going to be a reoccurring thing on a weekly basis, which I don't know I'm mad at, because I kind of said I like the idea of slow playing this and getting to know these characters, and we're definitely getting to know Bo Dallas. We are getting deeper insight on a weekly basis of what this means. This is absolutely better than QR codes. Getting to see him speak. Now, I have to ask a question. I'm going to ask a question to the chat here. I need you guys to answer on this. Is there a chance, and I'm going to call him Bo Dallas because that's how I recognize him. Is there a chance that Bo Dallas could exceed what Bray Wyatt ever did? Is there a chance that Bo Dallas may actually be better in this role than Bray Wyatt was? And that's not meant to be an indictment against Bray Wyatt. That is just speaking to, so far, I think Bo is 2 for 2 on these backroom funhouse promos. I think he's killing it. I'm a Bo-liever again. I'm a Bo-liever in what Bo's doing. Whoever is the editor for those VHS tapes, give them a raise. I agree. This whole thing is working. I think it's going to work. I said I'm still on the fence. I'm with Randall. On 50% of this is we got to see him in the ring. We've got to see what it looks like in the ring. Now, I'm not jumping to the I don't like them. I don't believe in them. I cannot give you full judgment until I see them in the ring. But so far, from what I see in these promos, in these moments, I like what I see. And I do believe what Good Real Hunting just said here. Under Triple H's guidance, under the backing of Triple H and WWE giving Bo everything he needs, I believe he can exceed what Bray Wyatt did. And that's not meant to be a knock on Bray Wyatt. I don't feel like he was always given all of the opportunities or the tools to be what he was supposed to be. But I think they're fully behind Bo at this point. 8 out of 10. Amazing storytelling. Anticipation is building. Love it. It's amazing. I love everything about what is going on there. Otis and Gable had a conversation. Big deal. They're continuing to just build that storyline towards whatever the brothers, the two brothers are probably coming to help Gable. We'll get to that when that happens. Dom versus Rey Mysterio. Not going to talk too much on this. Why is it that Dom never gets to go over Rey Mysterio? I've never seen a father who just will not put his son over. And I get it's good for what the story is, but at one point, Dominic Mysterio's got to get his get back, right? Before Rey Mysterio retires, at some point, Dominic Mysterio has to go over Rey Mysterio. Now, I guess the one thing for Dom that you could call the victory is he's getting a lot of time with Liv Morgan as a engaged man who has he's an engaged man, and he's also has a storyline girlfriend. This man is getting a lot of time with Liv Morgan, a lot of physical time with Liv Morgan. So I guess maybe Dom is going over. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm viewing this the wrong way, and Dominic Mysterio is actually going over. 7 out of 10 on that match. More good storytelling from Liv and Dom. Could care less about if we keep seeing Dom and Rey in the ring. That momentum is over. He's married. See, he's married. That's even worse. That's even worse. That's bad look for Dom. We got a Sami Zayn promo with Braun Breaker. Both good on the mic. Great setup for a match. I'm highly anticipating this. This may be the match I'm looking most forward to at Money in the Bank because it's interesting. I don't know how Braun Breaker doesn't win this match. And I like that because there's a chance he doesn't win this match, but I can't foresee the avenue that causes Braun Breaker. I guess it's Sheamus. Sheamus getting involved could absolutely derail Braun Breaker. But man, like the setup for this has been textbook. This is great. Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, the grizzled veteran at this point. You got Braun Breaker, the young, hungry upstart. This is just like, I am anticipating this is going to be my favorite match at Money in the Bank. Sami Zayn jumping over the spear was dope as shit. I thought that was one of the coolest moments of Monday Night Raw. 7 out of 10. Great setup for Saturday. I'm excited. Then we got the main event. And this is where I'm gonna eat a little crow. This is where I'm gonna make some statements here that are contrary to things that I've said in the past. And that is, we saw Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Ilya Dragunov. I understand it, guys. I get it. I get it 100%. I get Dragunov. I finally get it. Seeing him in the ring, I finally got to see him in the ring with guys like Sheamus, with guys like Drew McIntyre, who I said constantly he's not small. He's not as small as I thought he was. And it's either he's not as small as I thought he was or Drew McIntyre's not as big as I thought he was. But I understand Dragunov. I get it. I see what you were saying when you said intensity. It makes sense. I see what you're saying when you say that his moveset's interesting. It is interesting, but he's still not going to be a top guy. He's still not. I get everything you guys are saying about him, but he's not going to be a top guy. There's something missing. He's going to be another one of those Dolph Zigglers to me that just almost is too good at losing. He's almost too good at getting beat up, it feels like. It felt like he was the prime candidate to put in there to get bullied by these two guys. He's going to be that Benoit type guy. Makes sense. That's great comparison. That makes sense to me, and I can accept that. I think that what happened was a lot of the IWC put my mindset as he's a top guy. Was Dolph a product of Vince though? Yeah, 100%. And so maybe he exceeds what that is because of Triple H. Triple H can book a lot of these guys into better situations. I'm not denying that. But from what I see right now is that Dragunov may suffer from too good at putting people over. You see that they're kind of using him as a pawn in the Braun Breaker story. You see they kind of used him as the fall guy in this story, minus the family man aspect. Yeah, no, exactly, Wavy D. But yeah, I'm with you guys. Drew McIntyre was the right choice here. I like what they're doing. This Money in the Bank match has the potential to be an absolute shit show. With the amount of people that can get involved in this match, I will talk about that later tonight with Mike. But this Money in the Bank match has the potential to be almost like a Royal Rumble with the amount of side stories that are being interwoven with LA Knight, with Drew McIntyre, with all of these stories being woven into the Money in the Bank. There is a possibility that this could be a shit show. But that was a great main event. That's how you finish. That is how you finish Monday Night Raw. On a Monday Night Raw that I thought was just above average. It was not bad. I don't mean any hate towards it. I think SmackDown was so good that in comparison, this had no chance to live up to what the new Triple H keeps raising this bar up on us. And so every time he raises it, I say this all the time as casual fans, the expectation is just every show should be this. And this was just a standard, well-booked go-home show. So the main event, 8 out of 10. Overall, I think Raw was a 6 or 7 out of 10. I'm going to say 6. There were a few low points for me that just didn't excite me. So I'll say 6 out of 10. But we know the men's Money in the Bank now. We know we got Gable, we got Carmelo Hayes, we got LA Knight, we got Andrade, we got Jey Uso, we got Drew McIntyre. I'll give my pick tonight at 7 o'clock with Mike live on YouTube and TikTok. I will tell you I have a pick, and then I have I'm not going to be mad if it happens. All right, so let's see. What else? What are you guys talking about in the chat? Nerdy D, we can't forget about the Bloodline and Cody and Kevin and Randy tag team match. We're going to talk about that tonight. That will be talked about tonight on tonight's episode of Mike and D is going to be 100% a Money in the Bank breakdown, where we talk about Money in the Bank. We talk about everything we're excited for, who we think is going to win, all of that stuff. Mike, here comes the Ilya regret. No regret. It's not regret. I still see Ilya as a high-level mid-card guy. I tried to put you on. Yeah, no, I know you've tried to put me on, but I have to see it with my own eyes. That's the only way I function. I had to see Ilya Dragunov in the ring at the same time as someone like Drew McIntyre to believe. And I believe that there is a possibility that Ilya Dragunov can exceed my expectations of what he is. I would think that to DJ, but that's too early for Braun to lose. However, it'd be a great story to tell. I don't know what that's about. He's going to be a Benoit type guy. We talked about that. We got to start talking about Sheamus and his fanfare. He's kind of hitting a second win. So I think Sheamus is in line for an IC title win somewhere down the road. The way I could book Sheamus at this point is having Braun Breaker win the IC title, having Sheamus win it from Braun, and then Braun winning it immediately back, giving Sheamus his what do you call it? I forget what they call it when you've won every title, but that's what I could see happening. If they bring back the mixed match challenge, we need a team of Carmelo Hayes and Carmella. The team name is Mel is Money. I like it. Could AJ Lee be the one to cost Drew? Would be crazy. Yes. 100%, Randall. 100%. Let's make it happen. Let's wish this into existence. I think you talk about taking over wrestling headlines. You talk about the pop of the night. You talk about the wrestling world exploding. That's what you do. You have AJ Lee be the one to cost Drew McIntyre. Absolutely insane. The Creed brothers are working the blood sport promotion. I saw that. I don't know anything about blood sport or is that part of GCW? So cool for them. I guess that just puts the Gable stuff on hold until they come back. It's Grand Slam. That's what it is. Sheamus, Grand Slam champion. I want Sheamus to be a Grand Slam champion. I think it's well deserved. It's long overdue. I agree with Mike. The fanfare he's getting is insane. Old chubby Sheamus, the fans seem to like him. Fatal 4-way for the IC title at SummerSlam. Sheamus, Braun, Ludwig, and returning Ricochet. Like it. I like it. And let's let Sheamus win it. Let's let Sheamus have his moment. It's like Raw Underground, the wrestling with. Oh, really? Okay. So So this goes right in line with what the Creed brothers do then. Alyssa, what's up, Alyssa? Why does everybody Cody Rhodes ever turn heel? Why does everybody turn heel? And why does people baby face? Not sure what you're saying there, Alyssa. You're gonna have to rewrite that one so I can look deeper into that. But let's jump over to my inbox. I had 2 messages that I think would be interesting to talk about here. I got one message about Ricochet. It says Ricochet is a 5'9", 200-pound flippy wrestler, can do 450s, hurricanranas, suicide dives. He's the prototypical main event wrestler for AEW. Maybe he does eventually get lost in the shuffle, as some are saying, but I think he at least gets one world title run. No chance. No chance. No chance that that Ricochet is the AEW world champion. Sorry, not happening. To me, that is not a realistic expectation for what will happen with Ricochet. I don't think he goes over to AEW and jumps the line. Ricochet is very, very comparable to a Darby Allin, and I think Darby Allin has put in more work, so I would assume that Darby Allin would get the title before someone like Ricochet. Now, Tony Khan's crazy enough to flip this thing on top of its head, but whatever. Mike, what'd you say? Any chance the bracelet has to do with Punk blowing a kiss to Drew's wife at Mania? Maybe, but still, it's so it's so goofy. It's a beaded bracelet. It's not a diamond bracelet. It's not even a bracelet that AJ gave to him. It's a bracelet that a fan gave to him. The bracelet thing does not make sense to me. Ricochet will be fighting for the Intercontinental title of Collision in front of 12 people. I agree, Randall. That's exactly right. That's a great breakdown. All right, Alyssa, what you got here? Why do everybody Cody Rhodes turn heel? Why people hate babyface today wrestling? I think I understand what you're saying here. I don't want Cody Rhodes to turn heel. I don't think we need more heels. I'm okay with babyface Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes needs to stay the course. The story for Cody is going to happen down the road. Right now, Cody is having to come off of the Roman Reigns hangover. He's having to ride out 4 years of Roman Reigns entertaining us. I think Cody just needs to stay the course, continue having solid championship matches, and we've got to establish more heels for Cody. I don't think just turning Cody heel is the answer. Anybody who wants Cody to turn heel immediately, just like you said, doesn't like baby faces. That's what that is. The other message I got in my inbox is, other than Drew winning, this Raw was horrible. Nobody cares about Dominic. Interesting. The crowd was silent on his entry. He sucks in the ring, and the only reason he gets booed on the mic is because he is boring and nobody wants to hear from him. I used to have that line of thinking. I do not think that anymore. He is not over. Liv Morgan is just what she said she is, a little girl. Heck, my 18-year-old granddaughter could beat her ass. She should not be a champion just because she has a nice body. Nobody cares about DIY or the current tag team champions. Heck, I don't even remember their names and couldn't care less. All 4 should be back in NXT or just released. Someone get Grandpa. Someone come get Grandpa out of my inbox. What the hell is he talking about? That Raw was horrible? I don't think Raw was horrible by any stretch of the means. It was not the best Monday Night Raw of all time. But Jesus, man, someone get Grandpa. Why is he out here putting his 18-year-old daughter up against Liv Morgan? That's a little weird. That's definitely a little weird, Grandpa. This is what comes into my inbox on a daily basis. I wanted to share this stuff with you guys because I can't believe how funny some of this stuff is. Yeah, I mean, I get the idea of I was on Liv Morgan and said she needed to go back to NXT. I think I'm over that line of thinking. I think she's proved herself enough that she can handle the main roster. But yeah, some of this stuff is just crazy. Last message I got, we already kind of talked about, but we can talk about it a little bit more. Britt Baker is the better promo than Mercedes Moné. Since both seem to have creative control, do you think Mercedes Moné will be able to digest the L she is about to get in the promo battle with Britt Baker? We've talked about this. I don't know how Mercedes takes this. She doesn't seem like the type to accept a legitimate loss. And I know we talked about Good Real Hunting, talked about Mercedes will probably get the win in the actual match. I don't think that matters. I think more importantly that AEW is kind of a rap battle, and whoever goes over in the promo is who the IWC is ultimately going to side with. And if Britt Baker steps up and puts Mercedes Moné down with a good promo, a good initial promo as a babyface, I think there will be trouble for Mercedes Moné in the future. I think that it will begin to get rocky, and you will see her go on the defensives, and you already see it right now. You already see her going on all these podcasts, and now she's just anti-WWE. Everything. They didn't want me to do Mandalorian. They didn't want me to be successful. The way they talk to me. Just go do you. The best revenge is to be successful, not to come back now and try to throw dirt. I think she's probably shut the door on a WWE return, even though I don't know that at this point in time WWE would ever want her back. That's the reality. That's honestly my opinion. Good Real Hunting, Britt Baker, DMD has the total package as a superstar. Look, from a casual wrestling fan's point of view, I don't see the negatives with Britt Baker. I get told by the IWC all the time that she can't wrestle, but I don't know what that means. Does it just mean she doesn't do enough high risk? Does it just mean she doesn't flip enough? Does it mean she doesn't have enough moves in the bag to appease them? I don't know what that means, because when I've watched Britt Baker, and I've watched her in person and I've watched her on TV quite a bit, probably the only person who gets me interested in AEW is Britt Baker. And so I don't know what that means. I am in 100% agreement with Good Real Hunting here. Britt Baker is the total package as a superstar. What's Lauren saying? Britt is the only reason to watch AEW. I agree. All right, I'm out of juice. That's all I got for today. Make sure to join the Casual Wrestling YouTube membership if you haven't already. Thank you guys, as always, for taking the time to hang out. I am the Notorious Nerdy D. You guys are the Casual Wrestling faction, and we will talk more